morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rabbi.
The story is told of two neighbors that they were living next to each other. They moved into a new development, and one is Jewish, one is not. And the non-Jew turns to the Jew and says, "Have you experienced any break-ins lately? By me, someone's breaking in almost every night. Someone else is breaking into my house." So the Jew says, "No." So the non-Jew says, "Well, I don't understand. Our houses look the same. It's one development. Everything's the same. Why am I the target?" So the Jew's thinking and thinking. He says, "I have a mezuzah. I have protection." So the guy says, "Okay, let me try it out." He orders a mezuzah, puts on the mezuzah. So the Jew sees him a while later, says, "No, how you doing?" He says, "Everything is great. Everything is good." Short while later, the guy gives him back the mezuzah. He says, "What happened? It's not working?" He says, "No, it's working. The problem is everybody thinks I'm Jewish. They're all asking me for tzedakah." So there is this idea in this week's parsha. It talks about the chsaftam al mezuzahs beisecha v'sharecha. They should write the mezuzah and you should place them on the doorposts of your house and your gates. So the Gemara, there's a story in the Gemara, in the Yerushalmi, that Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi one time sent a mezuzah to the king of Persia at the time, and he writes to him the unique importance of the mezuzah. So what happens is, the guy in the beginning wasn't too crazy about it, but at a certain point his daughter became very, very sick. And he took the mezuzah and he put it on her doorpost, and she cured. That's when he saw that it's not a simple thing. So the question is asked, wait a second, the guy doesn't have a mitzvah of the mezuzah. So how did it work for him? How does it work? A mitzvah is only for someone that's commanded. Someone that's not commanded, how does the mitzvah work? So it's explained that when it comes to the mitzvah of mezuzah, there's two elements. There's the schar, the reward of the mitzvah that only you get if someone keeps the mitzvah that is commanded. There's a certain schar. But then there's also a level of the mezuzah that's unique to the mezuzah. It's called segula. That's like a good luck charm that the mezuzah has. There's a certain light that emanates, that comes out of the mezuzah, even if you're not fulfilling the mitzvah. And for example, we see this story, but another example is that the Jews, 2,000 years ago, a lot of them would have walking sticks. And what they did is they would drill a hole, or make a hole on the top of the stick, and they would stick in the scroll of the mezuzah, and they would have a mezuzah going with them. Now you have no obligation to put a mezuzah in your walking stick. It says on your doorposts and on your gates. But they did that for protection. This is an idea, a similar concept. Today people keep it in their car, they keep a mezuzah, people have a mezuzah in their travel bag. There's a segula in addition. I mean, the mitzvah, the obligation that we have is to put it on our doors. That's the first thing we have to do. But in addition to that, there's even a level of segula that's there as well. To the point, it's also brought down in the Gemara that there was a house of a certain king called Munbaz HaMelech. Then Munbaz HaMelech, what he did was, he was so machmir about it, he was so extra careful strict about this concept, that even there are certain rooms you're not supposed to put a mezuzah. Like a bathroom, you don't put a mezuzah because it's not respectful to put a mezuzah in a bathroom. Okay? But he didn't put a mezuzah there, but they made a marker, like an indentation of where the mezuzah should be, that even though we don't have a mezuzah here, we should know the concept of a mezuzah still applies. The idea that's how far he took the mitzvah. So I think in this time and age, everybody should really try to take it to their heart to try to add on their level in the mitzvah of mezuzah, whether it is getting a mezuzah or adding a mezuzah in the place in the house that you don't have it, or checking the mezuzahs, or giving somebody else a mezuzah that doesn't have one. Hashem help, we should all be protected. We should all have the mitzvah of the mezuzah, the schar of the mezuzah, the segula of the mezuzah, all the good things that the mezuzah brings, that we should be able to be protected till the coming of Mashiach. B'kar Mamish. Amen.